Welcome to Specific Love. In this video, we're going to test out the cheapest biscuit joiner on Amazon. Let's begin. Now, for those of you who don't know, a biscuit joiner uses these little wooden biscuits and it creates nice grooves on two pieces of wood so you can then align everything and have a nice flat surface across the two. Now, this brand is called Aidelife. It actually is a kit to allow you to convert an old 4-inch grinder into an awesome biscuit joiner. Let's see what's in the box. All right, Aidelife. Let's see about this. Okay, everything seems to be wrapped. We have a bunch of pieces. Here is the main unit. Here we go. All right, has a bunch of adjustable connectors, as you see here, and the ability to attach the grinder. All right, a few different adjustments here, and let's see if we can get the come forward locked in place. Interesting. All right, let's see if we can get this attached to the grinder. Now, before I attach this, I wanted to show the flexibility of these matching a bunch of different types of grinders. If you notice, it has these pieces here that can move in and out and side to side, allowing you to go into the grips. Now, this is one of the grips that I have on this old grinder, and if you notice, it actually comes out at an angle. It's not at 90 degrees. And if you look at one of my newer grinders here, this one is 90 degrees. So having the flexibility for these to move side to side and back and forth should be a little bit easier to attach it to the grinder. It also comes with a couple of the tools you need. I do see a screw on the sides here, so I might need a screwdriver. Here's the Phillips, but it has a couple different size bolts to hopefully bolt into the side of the grinders and fit that way. So let's start assembling. All right, the first thing we need to do is remove this nut and the actual disc off of this grinder. Make sure we hold the lock back here, find that point, and just take it off. And additionally, we probably have to remove that as well, but we'll see about that in a moment. Bring this over, and I'm noticing right off the bat that this bolt is way too small for this. Well, that stinks. I'm gonna see about how to fix that. Now we've run into our first problem. The shaft on the 4-inch grinder that I was going to use for this project is too small to fit in the nut, the connector that holds everything together on this unit. It appears that my newer grinder will fit into there. I did not want to use my newer grinder, but I guess I will. I need to take off this cover and we'll see if we can get it together. Now we have to make sure we get this nut in here fully tight. To do that, we need to hold down the button on the grinder and use the wrench that they provided with the kit. See? A little easier said than done. Yeah. There we go. Now that we have this nut in here nice and tight, we need to add these side brackets. So first off, I'm going to find the appropriate size bolt that they provide and make sure it will fit into the holes here. There we go. And once we have these tight, then I'm going to go back and tighten these lower pieces, making sure everything is nice and secure, holding this in a nice upright position. Now that we have it all together, let's do a quick little examination here. Now, this is almost all plastic, so I would not expect longevity on this, but let's see what we have. Over here we have the depth of cut. I have a mark for a 0, 10, and 20 biscuit. I plan on using 20, and it says it can cut up to 20 millimeters deep. On the fence here, I have, it feels almost like a little snap to point at 45 and 90 degrees. So it's a quick little adjustment. I'm not sure exactly how accurate that is, but it is what it is. And then on this side, it has the lock in for the fence. Wait a minute, just got jammed. Hold on here. Oh, okay, apparently there's a snag. I'm guessing since it's plastic, it doesn't fit 100% together right there. But you can lock this in place, and that should, for the most part, keeps it from moving. Now this unit does come with a dust bag. It is a very, very thin material, so I don't think it'll catch much, if any, of the fine stuff, but the big bulky stuff should be fine. It just slides on and off just like so. Okay, now we're gonna give this a little bit of a test. I've marked 2 pieces of wood here. We're gonna make a slot in both of these and put them together and see if it's gonna be exactly even or if there's gonna have some kind of a twist into it. I got a mark here, and I'm gonna line up. It's a little hard to see, but there is a notch down in here, and that should allow me to line it up. And be very careful to keep my hands fully out of the way, and we're gonna try this. Well, being that this is a battery operated, it did not like making that cut at all. Let's see. Wow, okay, I can smell it really strong. We're gonna have to investigate this a little bit more. All right, to flip this upside down, we're gonna take this cover off, or at least attempt to, so we can see what's going on with the blade. Just did not feel like it was cutting appropriately. Let's see, that slides out of the way. And I've taken the battery out, so I'm not concerned about it turning on. Oh boy, it's hard to tell, but it looks like this blade, this carbide bit here, and this one right here are really different sizes. Oh yeah, it's a little difficult to see, but basing it off of this plate here, this one right here, there's a decent gap, and this one, it's almost dead even. Let's go to the next one. Big gap. Woo, even bigger gap. Okay, well, part of the problem with this setup is the blade. I'm supposed to be carbide tips on the ends are not even close to being the same size. All right, here's a little bit closer look at it. If you look at this carbide tip here and this one, they're majorly different size. I mean, this one's a heck of a lot longer than this one. And it appears to be that randomness throughout this, another long one and really short one. And I have a feeling when we were making this initial cut right here, it was binding on itself and just having issues because it was only really cutting with maybe one or two of those bits. Since we already have all this connected, I'm gonna give this one more shot at cutting a slot. I'm gonna do it very, very slowly since I know it's only gonna be cutting with one or two teeth. So let's give that a shot. All right, you can look in here and you can see that it did cut the slot, but it is burnt like crazy in there. So one, it ain't cutting very well, and two, obviously it looks like the tips on that blade are probably dull and just burning the wood. So we're just gonna stop right there. And there you have it, the cheapest biscuit joiner on Amazon. I'm not all that impressed with it. In fact, I'm probably gonna be returning this myself. It just seems like there's too much issues internally to get this the way I want it. Now, it is possible for you to probably change out the blade and do some adjustments and make it work. But once you start spending that extra money and time on that, it's probably just worth it to buy the next stage up in biscuit joiner. But that's totally up to you. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I know I did. And hope you get out your shop and have fun building.